So today on our Wrench Adventures, we're going to show you how to install LVP flooring against an uneven surface.
All right, so we have everything on the floors done except for this little piece right here in front of the fireplace. So we didn't have a chance to tackle that last time, didn't have the right tools for the job, but luckily Sean is great at shopping and he's picked up a tool. So why don't you tell us about it, Sean?
Okay, so I was trying to figure out how I was going to transfer this rough edge onto a flooring tile so I could get it to match as best as possible. And while wandering around Harbor Freight on my lunch break, I found this curve gauge. Just say I want to see what this section of rock looks like. I can just push it against that section of rock and boom, there I go. I don't know if you can see that, but it gives me the outline of the rock. So I'm hoping to be able to do that all the way across the bottom. This is only 10 inches wide, so it's going to be in 10-inch increments, but I think this will work great for tracing the rock edge and being able to best fit the tiles against the fireplace. I'm going to find out what the widest spot is amongst this space to determine how wide I need to cut my planks. So the edge of this to the seam, that's 3 inches from the edge to the seam. If I come through here and just check, that's less than 3, less than 3, less than 3. Looks like 3 inches right there is going to be, so 3 inches is going to be the deepest spot. So my thought is that I cut the plank 3 inches wide. We can start tracing from the edge back and going across. Now, I don't know if this is going to work, but we're going to try it. Ahead and rip the plank to 3 inches with the tongue part that's going to fit in the groove on this edge, so it's going to go in like that. We're going to be tracing the cutout that we're going to do with the jigsaw on this edge, but I'm going to take the scrap piece off of this piece that we just cut, and I'm going to do an initial transfer onto it just to confirm that what I'm drawing out is actually going to match and work. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to reset this. I'm going to go all the way over here to the edge, and I just want to push it back till the edge of that right there. So I'm going to line it up against the edge of that tile, which is going to be a great guide. And we're just going to push it back until I'm even with the tile, which looks like right there. And then I'm going to take this and I'm going to bring it over here. And we're going to transfer it to this. And I put a mark here on the floor so I know where I stopped and started. Go ahead and switch that. I'm going to put the edge right on that mark. I'm just going to push it in there. Alright, so that should go right on the edge of my last mark right there. I'm going to put a mark here so I know where I stopped. All right, now we're gonna get the jigsaw and cut this, and I think I'm gonna take it outside so we don't make a huge mess in here. And see what happens. All right, let's see if it works or not. All right, so we did a test fit and we know that the sample piece that we cut fits pretty well. So now I'm just going to try to trace out the sample cut onto the piece that we're going to use, and hopefully this works out.
The baby wipes, they're the best.
All right.
Moment of truth.
Momento.
Bella's riddled with anticipation. Oh, Bella. Looks like it's time for a dinner break. Hi, Kevin. Is you gonna help?
Take 1,553. We're having a really hard time getting it to fit in there, so just cut after cut after cut, then break one, then cut after cut, and hopefully not break anymore.
I broke it, just to be clear. It's my fault.
I wonder if I need to move these marks back just a little bit. So let me talk to you about a few things that good old Uncle Sean learned while trying to cut out this wall to fit this flooring. I learned that this sucks badly. So this thing worked great as far as getting the contour. However, when I was using it, I was butted right up against it. And since this is at an angle, it actually went up underneath the stone a little bit. So my measurement wasn't completely accurate, not the fault of the tool. I believe that was my fault. I should have backed that measurement out about 1/4 inch. And once we messed up the board and everything and had to recut, and we dropped our measurement back 1/4 inch, we got this piece in a matter of what, like less than 5 minutes?
Yeah.
The other one we fought for, I don't know, I'm gonna guess an hour.
At least.
So, but we've got one more piece to go here in front of the rock. So we'll see how that goes. So the lesson learned is that you need to back your cut or your mark up so that you have room to work with the LVP or whatever flooring you're using, instead of trying to butt right up against the rock as close as possible. I didn't have any room to get my pull bar in between there. Nothing would pry it, nothing would work to get it in there. So the only way to make it work was to allow the extra 1/4 inch of clearance in front of the rock so that we could get our tools in there and snap it together. In that gap, we'll either put grout or putty it in, and that'll fill it in. You won't even know it's there. All right, so what I'm doing here is I'm using this black guide and I'm pushing it right to the edge of where the tile floor ends. And that way I know where to put it on this. So when I transfer it onto here, I will line that black bar up with the edge here of the tile that fits up against here. And that way my mark should be exactly right. So if I line that up right there, do the same thing here. All right, so, and then I'm gonna just trace this out, but then we're gonna have to drop this back like 1/4 of an inch. If you had a wider gap than what we have here, you just want to use a square and make sure that you drew a line that you were measuring from the same place every time in order to get a uniform cut. This just happened to work out where I was able to use this slide to get our measurement. All right, there we go. So now we're gonna take where I just marked on this, and we're just gonna guesstimate and make a mark 1/4 of an inch back from this so we have plenty of room to do the install.
Oh my gosh, you guys, that was like amazing. Good job, baby.
Ooh, look at that itty bitty tiny piece we need.
So this tile cutter proved to be an invaluable tool for laying our flooring. You just simply find the mark, line it up, put it under the blade, pull it down, and whammo, there's your piece of flooring. Perfect every time. Loved it.
All right, she fit perfect. We had enough room to get the pull bar in there, and there will be quarter round that goes on front of that bookshelf. So yay, yay us.
All right, there we go. That was not an easy task. Well done. You do, okay. Goodbye for now, cute little cabin in the woods. Thanks for watching. We hope this video helped you out on your project.
If you like our content, smash that like button and subscribe. And as always, go have an adventure of your own.